Now, as you guys know, what I love to say, let's have a listen. What's up, Team Lethal fans? Mustang King in the house here with my 2020 Shelby GT500 carbon fiber track pack project No Name. If you've followed recently, we had a couple dyno videos out there showing this car made 1100 plus wheel horsepower. Now this car was pretty much stock before that, like almost 100% stock, besides a Corsa active catback with their double X pipe, JLT rock blockers, JLT master cylinder cover, and a JLT strut covers. That was pretty much it. So what we did was go from stock to insane. How we do it? With a couple simple mods. Starting off this big bad boy over here, that is the Whipple Gen 5 3.8 liter Whipple Supercharger Kit for the 2020 and up Shelby GT500, which is massive. This thing sports a whole new rotor design, rotor shaft design, massive inlet and rotor profile. So that thing is there to make some steam. That's pretty much the heart of making the power on this car. This car made like high 600 wheel horsepower stock. Once we put this blower on, like our first dyno pull with the fuel system on it, made like 922 wheel horsepower. That's before a pulley change. So you know the increase in horsepower is insane from this Whipple. Whipple kit is real nice. Comes with everything that you need to install it. Their cold air intake kit, we went with the 132 millimeter throttle body, although it's available with a 150 millimeter throttle body. And this is also a non-race ported blower. We just did the standard blower from Whipple with the 132 and rock and roll with it. It's one of the first kits to actually be delivered, so we're really excited to get started on this project and show what the Whipple Supercharger is capable of. In addition to the 3.8 liter Supercharger kit we've got on here from Whipple, we're also running their upgraded intercooler pump kit, which is an additional intercooler pump along with a bracket and a harness that piggybacks your factory intercooler pump. It provides up to 40% more flow in intercooler fluid in the system. Now keep in mind, we've spoken about this a lot of times before, the Gen 5 3 liter and 3.8 liter have such good cooling that we don't see any heat soak issues, any high IATs at all. However, on these cars, we know that when you're running them at the track, making big horsepower, more flow, more efficiency, better cooling is always good, so that's why we put it on here. But again, I'll commend Whipple on such a great job of making a supercharger that they have so efficient where you really don't have to do that type of stuff. But again, if we're going all out, we're doing it. We're doing the upgraded intercooler pump. The 3.8 liter comes with a 3.75 inch pulley. That's what we made 926 wheel horsepower with on our first pull, remote tuned by Lund Racing. Now, we wanted to turn things up, make some steam with this car. I was definitely aiming, I gotta make over 1,000 horsepower. Come on now, right? I mean, most of our cars have made that much power. So we decided to go down in pulley size from that 3.75 to a 3-inch pulley. We went with the Griptec pulley, which we know works very well in preventing belt slip, holding boost, and that's what we did. So now for every 1/8 of an inch that you go down in a Whipple pulley size, you're looking at a 1 PSI increase in boost. So again, 3-inch on there, we're about 22 pounds of boost now, and making 1122 wheel horsepower on a Mustang dyno. So now that we've gone over the Whipple kit itself, you know, what makes the power, we're going to talk about how we support the power. Now, the factory fuel pumps in this will not support that type of power. So what we did is we upgraded to a Lethal Performance triple pump fuel system, which is a return style system using 3 465 liter pumps. We're also using the ones that end in a 274, which is a high pressure pump to hold higher pressures up top. We've got that along with our large Marge fuel filter using the stainless element, which is washable and compatible with E85. We've run that up over here to a Y block inside the engine bay, split it up going -8 to each fuel rail. Then we're running from each fuel rail back to the regulator, and from the regulator back to the tank on the return. For the wiring on the fuel system, we're running a Division X box, which is our triple pump fuel pump controller. It allows you also to stage a pump. Some people like to run 2 pumps full time, have a 3rd pump kick on with a hob switch. In this case, a lot of our cars as well, I like to run all 3 pumps full time. I don't want to worry about a hob switch at the track to be working or not. Just run the pumps all the time, make sure we have enough fueling for it. Lastly, I want to note that the Whipple 3.8 liter comes with -8 fuel rails, as opposed to the -6 rails they used to use in the 3 liter kits. They've upgraded them to have a larger bore. There's going to be no restriction and provide all the fuel that you need to support the power that you want to make. So also inside the engine bay, you can see here we've got the UPR dual valve catch can setup that Steve, the catch can man, got us all set up with. It's really nice. This is their newest and greatest design on here. Real nice. all OEM style fittings. This stuff is meant to not allow oil to go back through the intake and like gunk up your intercooler and stuff like that. So they work with us. They made sure that we got a perfect setup for the Gen 5 3.8 liter here, and it's an awesome product to have. Again, we don't want to gunk up that intercooler system, have that oil go back to the engine, and this is how you prevent that from happening. For the exhaust on this car, since we're making a lot of horsepower, we want to be able to support it properly, so we're running a Stainless Works long tube header setup. Those are stainless steel headers, mandrel bent, made here in the United States, and it goes to, with their lead pipes, the Corsa Performance Active Catback, using their double helix X pipe. What's great about this system is that the active exhaust still works from the factory, so if you change your driver modes or exhaust modes, all the valving works exactly like stock. Now, I'll tell you what, my personal opinion is this car sounds insane. It's like the best sounding car that I've ever had. I love it, and you can change it with the flick of a switch, which is pretty neat. Now, as you guys know, what I love to say, let's have a listen. So for the wheels, we don't have those nice carbon fiber track pack wheels on there. Why? Because I intend to take this to the drag strip and make some passes. I mean, we're making all the power. I want to go 8s. You need these. There's not many options for wheels, so we chose the Forgeline GS1Rs. We've got a single beadlock in the back in an 18x11 with some Mickey Thompson 325 ET Street Rs. And up front, we've got a 20x8.5 wheel running some 555 G2s from Nitto. All right. We got the supercharger, we got the fuel system, we've got the exhaust, we got it all covered. What else do you need? You need a custom calibration. So, reached out to our good friends over at Lund Racing. We've tuned the lethal performance vehicles for many years with great success to have them tune this vehicle. Now they're tuning it remotely. They're on the other side of Florida. We're on the east coast of Florida. This car's on the dyno. What we're doing is using this device, which is the HP Tuners RTD Plus, to help flash the vehicle with the custom calibration as well as the data log. So, we run this car on the dyno with their tune, we data log it, email the data log over to Lund Racing, they review it and see if everything looks good, put some more sauce into the tune, send it back, and we upload the new tune and run again. I think we only did like 2 revisions, maybe 1, and we got it down. Like I said, first pull, 926 wheel horsepower. The second pull with the 3-inch pulley on there made 1122 wheel horsepower on a Mustang dyno, so Lund Racing did a phenomenal job, and now we got to take it to the track. Speaking about taking this car to the track, I gotta tell you guys, I'm a little intimidated. Not only does the car make a lot of power, it's not every day you take 1100 wheel horsepower car down the track, but also driving this car at the track, it's a little mysterious in my eyes. Where the Gold Member project car that we had was a 10-speed automatic, you can foot brake it, hold the RPM and launch it, no problem. This GT500, since it has a DCT in it, you've got to do the line lock setup and then do the launch control setup. So you've got to mess with a whole bunch of different buttons, pretty much wired in the water box and then going to the line and launch it. So I'm a little nervous about that, but you know what? Hopefully we can get a private rental done, take it out there, I can spend some time with it and get it down, and you know what, if I don't do a great pass, I'll back it up and try it again. So there you have it. There's the Project No Name, their 2020 GT500, which has been modified with a Whipple Supercharger Kit and a whole bunch of other bolt-ons. As you can see, it's not a lot. There's not a whole lot to it. Just blower, fuel system, E85, and some custom tuning and exhaust, and that's it. That's all you got to do to make that much power on this car these days, which is insane. So cheers to Ford for building such an awesome car, and all the other partners that we have who have participated in our build here, and I'm looking forward to taking it out to the track and show you guys what it can do.